oh, she's had a baby. It's been 3 months now. She has to lose that baby fat. Why is she still so fat? It's my wish when I would want to lose my weight. Why are you body shaming me? I was just shaken. I picked up the phone and at 1 o'clock in the night, I called up my mum and I just started crying. And she said, what happened? What happened? She got scared. She said, everything okay? I said, Mama, I just want to say sorry for all those dumb things I must have said to you. All the doors that I must have slammed on your face and argued with you at the time when I thought that all what you did was want the best for me and didn't listen to you. I said, I just want to say sorry 1,000 times. I remember one article even saying, oh, these must be her hidden children, which she must have had out of wedlock. Can you imagine when media had written about that also? 8 and 10-year-old when I was 21 and they were 8 and 10. So when I had them when I was like 11 or 12, some well-meaning aunties also said, now who will marry you because you come with excess baggage. I was like, whoever will love me, will love my girls, will love my dogs and my cat and whoever I come with. When I came of legal age, I saw a thing happening close to my home, my cousin's kids not getting the kind of life that they should have had. Unfortunately, their parents were no more. When the minute I was 21, I became their legal guardian because in those days, in the 90s, you were not allowed to adopt legally being single. And that's what I did. The minute I turned 21, I legally adopted them.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. This is a Mother's Day special edition. And my guest today is an absolutely exceptional person. She's a brilliant actor, of course. But besides that, she's one of the most wonderful human beings that you know because of the kind of work that she's done also personally in her life. I'm of course talking about the superbly talented Raveena Tandon. Mommy Diaries with Raveena. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Always a pleasure, Rudrani.
That was a little long, but I had to. I had to go all out for you. I'm going to start there. First of all, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you too.
And thank you for being such an exceptional woman. You experienced motherhood so early. And you very proudly say that sometimes I feel like I was born to be a mother.
That's
and
true.
I love the way you own it. We are going to go there. So you tell me why you felt that.
I think since I was a child, I've had this very, very emotional, compassionate streak. And I've always, in this, strive to make the world a better place to live in for everyone. Since I was 3 or 4, I've always had this thing about picking up strays and, I'm bringing them home and little puppies on the road, little kittens on the road. I have photographs and every time my parents would be quite fed up. But they themselves being animal lovers and doing a lot of social work for people could understand that feeling of mine. So I grew up that way. And even when I went with my mom to orphanages, when she used to be helping other NGOs, I used to see these little babies and I always wanted to bring a baby home. So I think that instinct was there in me right from the beginning. And I think I am like that. I all the time need someone to take care of, So even though my home is flooded with, rescue dogs and even this Alaska, though she's a husky, but she's also adopted. She was not getting a home. So I said, okay, I'll take her. So, it's always that kind of a feeling. I always need someone to take care of. I always need that I have to look after this one, I have to look after that one. And then, yes, of course, when I came of legal age, I saw a thing happening close to my home, my cousin's kids not getting the kind of life that they should have had. Unfortunately, their parents were no more. And I said, okay, this is the best opportunity. I keep doing this for all over other NGOs and everything. Here are 2 children who I've seen born in front of me. So it's time that they get a better life. And that's what I worked at. And I got them home. And when the minute I was 21, I became their legal guardian because in those days, in the 90s, you were not allowed to adopt legally being single. And that's what I did. The minute I turned 21, I legally adopted them.
How did it change your life? Like
I think it
at that
always
time.
changed my life for the better, and I think I was always the kind. I mean, I would rather spend a night with the orphanage and the kids and telling them stories and taking them for dinner and doing things. Right now, all these CSR activities and all have started, but in that time, I remember telling all these companies who would want to shoot with me that I will do your photo shoot, but I will do it with all my orphanage kids. And if it's a Christmas shoot, then make a Christmas tree there, keep the gifts for the kids. Ask the sisters what they want, you know, books for school, pencil boxes, this, that. Sponsor the entire shoot for them. You know, give them a great treat, great afternoon, and me and the kids will come and party with you. And let them go back home with goodies, you know, to the orphanage with things that they need. So whether it was food or it was grains or it was, you know, everything, we kind of used to push it towards that. And sometimes I used to get misunderstood as well, because I remember I was shooting for Patthar Ke Phool, and we were shooting with a lot of ice cream because we had the sponsor, one of the ice creams. And we were shooting right next to where my orphanage was. So when the shoot got over, there was this excess ice creams which should have been thrown away. Of course, the unit was eating in and out. So I told them, listen, do one thing, just load it up in my car. And I knew immediately after pack up, I'll take all the ice creams there for the kids, you know. And I remember it because it was excess and it would have been thrown. So that was wastage, right? So I remember I came on the set and someone must have gone and told Salman or something that, oh, you know, all the ice creams are going in Raveena ji's car, the excess ones, which are not, nobody needs. So I remember Salman teasing me, हाँ ले जाओ सब टंडन जी के घर पे सब ले जाओ टंडन जी के घर पे, not knowing it was not coming to my house, but I was going straight to the orphanage, and I'll never forget that. That was the first time I realized that these things can be misunderstood also by people. And I remember drove to the orphanage, opened my dicky and all that. I remember 30 children just toot-podoing onto the ice creams, you know, it was so much fun.
And I'm so proud of you for that, you know, and starting there, you know, because
you
you've
know,
also...
even now, Rudrani, sorry I'm cutting you,
Sure.
You say you like to mother people. But even now when I'm traveling sometimes and my entire staff, my crew is with me, my team is with me, and I meet a lot of these pranam services girls and the girls who work as ground crew, so many of them come up and say, did you recognize me? And I say, no, bache, I didn't. She said, we were in that Mud Island orphanage, we were from the Vasai orphanage, we were from there, now we've got jobs. And they come and hug me, and I feel so good, and I feel a sense of accomplishment. You know, especially that Vasai, that orphanage that I built for them, for those 30 kids. So that's why I say I think I was meant to be a mom.
And it's wonderful. I mean, but of course, like we said, 90s was a different time. और उस वक्त जब आपने ये decision लिया था to adopt beautiful, you know, it was not easy. And because, you know, people around started saying such insensitive things. I want to know about that phase, and I think you only came out stronger, of course.
You know, I think that's been the story of life. Whenever you do something, there are always these trolls and there are always these people who either make sexist remarks or try to create controversies out of nothing just so that you go on the defensive. I remember one article even saying, oh, these must be her hidden children, which she must have had out of wedlock. Can you imagine when media had written about that also? 8 and 10-year-old when I was 21, and they were 8 and 10. So when I had them when I was like 11 or 12, I mean, what were
Research to matlab.
Exactly. So there are these kind of trolls, which trolling happens even today. Anything you do, there is trolling. So these kind of people you should not pay attention to. Then some well-meaning aunties also said, now who will marry you because you come with excess baggage. I was like, whoever will love me, will love my girls, will love my dogs and my cat, and whoever I come with will love me with my excess baggage, because that comes with me.
How lovely. This was exactly what you had also told, like this was the only criteria you had kept when you had met Anand also, when you were getting married, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I come with everybody. Is that what you had said?
I said I come with the entire gang.
And of course, I mean, he's a wonderful person, so there was no doubt that...
There was no two doubts.
There was no two doubts that that would be it, right? You know, you've literally seen the motherhood phase in the 90s and now. And nobody else, I think, is the right person to tell us about how you had to adapt, how your motherhood had to change, how the journey has been. So a little on that, Raveena, as to how it was then and how it's now.
So I think when my girls came to me, they were 8 and 11. So yes, I did go through that teenage, rebellious time of theirs when they would, you know, fight with me, also argue with me. But then ultimately, because the age difference was not so much, I think we ended up being very, very good friends. And I think it was always a piece of cake. I think it's all overrated. It all depends on your upbringing. how you bring the children. If you keep putting it in their mind, no, there's a generation gap and you're this and this is mine and that is yours and stuff, it doesn't work. It all depends on your upbringing. And you know, there's so many things what I hear of my mom telling me, what I am voicing to, I voice to Pooja Chaya, and now when Pooja Chaya they are with Rasha and Ranbir, I hear them saying that to Rasha and Ranbir, then I see Rasha saying it to Rudra and Jaden. You know, so it's come generation to generation to generation. And I hope that we can keep that quality of upbringing amongst our line of family.
I know that you had the most difficult conversations with them, and also how you've brought this generation gap closer. मुझे ये जानना है कि you are someone who you shared your even dating details with Pooja and Chaya, you know, and that gave them the bharosa कि, you know, my mother is doing this to me, मैं भी बात कर सकती हूँ. I want to talk about how this should also be a norm.
I think it's very important. I mean, even my younger ones, that is Rasha and Ranbir, even with them, I've been very, very open about my life. It's not been that, oh, everything is shush, shush, hush, hush. Everyone makes mistakes. And I have made my children learn from my mistakes. So whether it was Pooja Chaya and Rasha and Ranbir later, first, yes, it has to be age appropriate. You cannot start talking to them when they're 3 years old about a girlfriend, boyfriend, this, that. I think we only put that in their minds. So I think it has to be age appropriate. There has to be an age for everything. So with Pooja Chaya, yes, they grew into teenagers and I started discussing with them about what went wrong with my relationships, the kind of mistakes that I made. With Rasha and Ranbir, it was always, yes, now they're old enough where I talk to them about it. And like I said, the trend continues, like Rasha, Ranbir now also get advised by Pooja and Chaya. So you see, it's a thing that is kind of going on. I think jahan tak ke relationship between children and parents go, I think yes, after a certain age, you must start talking to them. You must even discuss the mistakes that you've made so that they learn from your mistakes. And that's what I've done. I've never sugar-coated things with my children. My older ones or my younger ones. I've always said this is life and this is what life will give you. It's not a bed of roses. So learn to stand on your own feet. Learn to fight your own battles. And I think there's nothing bigger a lesson than learning from your own mistakes.
We are talking about Pooja and Chaya. I must say, congratulations, you're a granny.
Yeah. Twice over.
Twice over, and you know, you've been through the most important phases of their lives. And now I know it's a time that you must be so proud of them and who they've become.
Totally, because I think both of them are very successful individuals. They are free-thinking women. They are independent women. They are strong women. They are career-minded as well and family-oriented women. So I like the entire wholesome package that comes with both of them.
And along with that, your daughter will soon embark into another journey.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Apparently, is what I hear. You know, there is of course a lot of buzz about Rasha's debut. I want to know one thing, you know, do you also have the straight talk with her saying, listen, this is how the industry is and this is how it's going to be you, you're going to face this, you're going to face that. And did you not sugarcoat there as well?
I think the more travails that today's kids face is the trolling on social media and the impact on their emotional health. I think that is something which is very, very important that we need to address. I'm not only talking about the industry, yes, more so because you're in the public eye, you're a public figure. Log tumhare muh pe gali bhi de jaye, you still have to smile and say thank you and walk off. Unfortunately, they forget that you're human. So yes, these things happens and trolls are there. Anything you do good also, they'll troll you. You do bad also, they'll troll you. So either way, you can't win with trolls. So this is something that you've got to prepare your children with. The industry, yes, I told her the same thing about the industry, that if you're talented, you're hardworking, you're sincere, and your izzat is in your muthi. You open your muthi out, your izzat is gone for all to see. So it all depends on you, how you handle yourself. It's all here in your hands. So this is something exactly what my dad also told me the day I stepped into the industry. And of course, I always kept that I will always do the kind of work where my parents never have to bow their head down in shame. They always keep the head held high. And hopefully I brought her up the same way. I brought her up to be a strong kid. And I hope she's strong. She's sensitive, she's strong, she's emotional, she's kind and she's compassionate. And I love the human being that she is. So I hope for her that only good happens to her always. And as far as mistakes and protection, I said there's only a certain amount you can protect your kids. Ultimately, they have to learn from their own mistakes.
Yeah, 100%. You were concerned. Pooja and Chaya, thankfully could still stay in their privacy, and you really protected their privacy as well. But even with Rasha, I know that you've been very, very concerned also about how do we let them grow and have their own space, even though, she comes and she has a life of a celebrity. She is born to who she is, and she's proudly so about that, right? Does that fear still exist? I knew you were concerned, and I know that as a mother and as the kind of warm person you are, it must be going in your mind also.
Yes, of course. I think I kept my kids away from the media as much as I could because I wanted them to lead a normal life. And it's not that media is bad, the kind of exposure is bad, but I don't want my kids growing up thinking they're extra special or there's too much attention, because the day that attention goes away from them, they will not be able to be their feet on ground level. I want them to be grounded. And for me, that is why that extra unnecessary attention, when it's not important, I didn't want them to get it. I never took them on film functions where I knew there'll be media. Yeah, if the paps catch them somewhere with me, then sometimes you can't help it. But otherwise, I purposely didn't throw them into the media light that, oh, watch my kids grow up. I don't want them. I wanted them to have normal friends. I wanted them to have a normal school life. I wanted them to go where they felt like and do what they wanted. And they did. And I kind of preserved all four ka privacy to a certain extent.
Family photo that I think everybody in the picture looks super proud of, and I'm sure we are as well. Recently, you went and you got the very prestigious Padma Shri Award. You took the whole family. You can see how proud Rasha, of course, your husband Anil, and everybody, Redbeer was in that picture. But more importantly, I think it was a family that stood by you, who realizes that they have such an awesome mother.
I think it was wonderful. It was such a lovely moment. I walked up to the president and she was so humble and so sweet, and she said, I am so happy that I am giving you this award, that I've seen your work, and I'm so happy that I'm really pleased to give you this award. I said, thank you so much, ma'am. I said, I am honored that you are giving me this award, कि आपके हाथ से मिल रहा है. So it was like a mutual admiration little conversation that we had. And then when I turned around, and the first thing I could see was, the beaming faces of Rasha, Ranbir and Anil. And every step to that podium just made it worth it all. Just seeing their faces look at me with that sense of pride. And I think God has been really kind. So it's been great.
Tell me about the lowest low, which is the most difficult part of this motherhood journey with all your 4 kids, and the moments of triumph. What has those been for you, and why?
There's never been a low. I don't think there can ever be a low when you're a mother, because everything is a part of growing up, and everything is a part of them learning and you imparting. So it's not, there's never a low. Yes, the highs have been beautiful. When my children write these beautiful notes to me, first Pooja Chaya used to write the most amazing notes to me on Mother's Day. I'll forward you all this, maybe you can put them out.
Yeah, I would like to put it out.
And Rasha's messages to me, and Ranbir in his own way, the way he shows, I'm truly blessed. So for me in my life, no, there's not been a low. I think there was that one awakening moment for me was when Rasha was born. And, it was, I always told my parents, I hope I can give my children the kind of upbringing and the grounding that y'all have given me all through. And it's so happy that we've always been very close-knit, our family. So I'm very happy that my children have also had the honor and the pleasure of having all their 4 grandparents along with them and growing up with them. So they have that respect even for, our elder generations. So for me, the minute Rasha was born, it was, I remember the first night when they came and kept her next to me, that little angelic thing with these tiny fingers and tiny nose and tiny eyes and little pink lips. And I was just looking at her and I suddenly got overwhelmed. Because suddenly there was a flash forward and there was this feeling of, this tiny thing whom I just want to protect from the world, one day will grow up, slam doors at me, answer back, fight back with me. What you've seen teenage kids do and what I have unfortunately done with my own mum. And I was just shaken. I picked up the phone and at 1 o'clock in the night, I called up my mum and I just started crying. And she said, what happened? What happened? She got scared. She said, everything okay? I said, Mama, I just want to say sorry for all those dumb things I must have said to you. All the doors that I must have slammed on your face and argued with you at the time when I thought that all what you did was want the best for me and didn't listen to you. I said, I just want to say sorry 1,000 times. And that for me was the peaking of motherhood that I can say. And I realized what truly a mother is. You know, it's a thankless job, but it's what you do.
And you're amazing.
Sorry, yeah, every time I say this story and it shakes me and I think of my mom.
You were at the top of your game. It was not like you were leaving. You said, I choose being a part of the family. I want to go ahead and get married and settle down, and then I will see what I have to do. How was that moment for you? Because you know what you want, but the world around you still is not ready for that, right? The world around you is still regressive, is still saying those things to you. How did you deal with that? Because I feel like it's such a moment of inspiration, because you went back to work. You didn't care. You, at 21, you were a proud mom of two girls.
Yeah,
you know?
I honestly didn't take that to heart, because I always knew what I wanted to do, and I've lived my life with my rules.
Yeah.
What makes me comfortable. I'm not going to listen to you and live my life according to the way you want me to lead my life. In fact, I didn't even quite appreciate a lot of the members of the media as well, who would say, oh, she's had a baby, it's been 3 months now, she has to lose that baby fat. Why is she still so fat? It's my wish when I would want to lose my weight. Why are you body shaming me?
And that's a horrible
I want to
thing.
nurse my babies, and I don't want to diet. I want to eat well, and I want to, see to it that I give the basic nutrition of mother's milk to my child as long as I can. I will do that for a year, and after that I'll think what I want to do. I can always restart my career, but my child's base and my child's growing up years are not going to come back to me again. My career, yes, I'll work harder. I'll get ready for the camera again when I want to and when I think the time is right. Who are you to tell me that I shouldn't be nursing my child, but I should be going on a diet and I should face the camera? Who are you to tell me that? So that is something which I found very regressive, even coming from the media. That, oh, she's still so fat, it's high time she lost a baby weight. Who the hell are you? Look at you first.
Yeah, it's very insensitive. How can you even say that?
Exactly. So I've heard that happen to me. I saw that happen to Ash. I mean, it was really, really strange.
Shwarya went through, of course.
Yeah, and I remember writing an open letter at that time also to the media. That, I mean, can you lay off? We want to enjoy our motherhood. Let us enjoy our motherhood. Times have definitely changed, and I think it's a great feeling, and it's great to see all the girls, handle their careers, their family lives, and their children all together. I think it's commendable.
On that note, we have some fun questions. We are almost at the last segment.
Great.
Raveena, are you ready for the first?
Let's go.
All right, ready then. Taking your 4 children, what is one quality you think they should never change and one quality you think they should definitely change?
I think they should be a little less emotional, like me. Otherwise, they're going to get hurt in the bargain. I find my son very sensitive. But I think otherwise, they are all what they are. They're very, very sorted, and I'm very proud of them. All of them.
Okay, just a little less emotional. That's all.
That's it.
Not bad, okay. What is one thing you're most afraid of as a mother?
That my son is too sensitive. And he's too bhola. I want to make him a little street smart. Yeah.
I'm sure Rasha is giving classes already to him.
I hope so. She makes him stronger.
Rasha looks more street smart to me.
Yeah, she is
She
actually.
is, no.
Amongst the two of them, वो ज़्यादा भोला है.
है ना?
हाँ, बहुत भोला है.
What is one thing as a mother that you have learned from your mother and an advice that she gave you?
I think everything. I think my entire sense of, doing work towards society has come from my mum, because I always used to tag along with her when she used to be helping orphanages. So I think that entire tree has come from her.
Unanimously, what has been their favorite movie of yours, your children's? Most of them, all 4 of them, or it can be different, it can be 2 or 3.
I think Andaz Apna Apna and Dule Raja.
For all 4 of them?
All 4. They like the comedy.
They like comedy.
Both kinds of comedy, those are, yeah.
What's the most honest piece of advice your children have ever given you? Because children give advices as well.
Yeah. My daughter, Mama, calm down. You cannot get emotional about this, especially about social media. I read 1 or 2, 3 bad comments and I say, ये क्या है? लेकिन ऐसे क्यों? And they say, Mama, this is social media. They are frustrated lot. Matlab, they are much smarter to realize that these trolls have no other thing except paid agenda. That don't even read. Why are you reading? They keep telling me.
I love how she's so pragmatic. She's going to be fine. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about her.
I don't think so. I'll have to worry about her.
She's sorted.
Yeah. Say, Mama, calm down, Mama. Take a few deep breaths. She tell me. So she's my
She's
controlling factor.
She's a controlling factor. What is one thing your mother had told you and criticized about you, and how did you eventually work
My
on
mom
that?
was always very non-interfering. Both my parents. As far as my career is concerned, they were the most non-interfering. They were not the filmy mother, so to speak, that people used to talk of those days.
Yeah.
They were not controlling. My mother never controlled me like a puppet. I had my own free mind. No way. You know, you've seen me for so many years now. So never that, oh, mummy ji will say, mummy ji will decide. Never. They never heard scripts say, let me take my own decisions. And they made me into the independent, strong person that I am today. And I'm proud of that.
And we are proud of you and Auntie. I love her. She's absolutely amazing, like you said. On that note, Raveena, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of women sitting out there will get so inspired, like I have been. I always am. Through your journey. Before we end it, of course, if you could give a little message.
For all the women out there and all the mothers out there, it is, yes, a thankless job, but believe me, the thanks that you get when you see your children successful, thriving, and being the wonderful human beings that they are, that's reward enough for us. And as women, I have to tell you that Happy Mother's Day ke mauke par, please realize that you have it all within you. You're strong, you're fierce, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and you're unstoppable. Because the inner Shakti that we women have, that is why God gave us the conceive. That is why God gave us the gift to conceive, to reproduce, to bring life into this world, because we have that strength. So God bless you.
That is exactly what I think everybody should follow. Thank you so much for being such a beacon of inspiration. Happy Mother's Day to you. I will always love you for who you are. Thank you so much.
And I love you for what you are.
Thank you.